Hello YouTube, Size17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back for another collection update. Don't have much to say otherwise, so let's just jump into the new stuff. We are listening to, this is Wooden Stake. I showed this album in a video, I can't remember why I talked about them, but this is the 2015 release. This is Razorback Recordings, kind of like a traditional Doom hybrid death thing. I don't know. It's pretty good. Check it out. Alright, first couple I got to show. Earlier in the week, just randomly I threw on Sepultura's Bestial Devastation, and I don't know, it was probably the most I'd ever enjoy listening to it ever. I listened to it like 3 times in a row, and I was like, man, you know what, I need to fill in some gaps in the Sepultura collection, and so I did just that, and they were super cheap on Amazon, so they came quick with Prime, so it worked out really well. The first one up is Schizophrenia. This is their second full-length album, the first to feature Andreas Kisser on guitars. I never actually owned this album ever. I've just heard it, probably, less than 10 times ever, but it's a pretty good one. Back of the CD. This is a remaster. This album came out in '87, I think, and this remaster is '97. Yeah, this is you can kind of already hear when Andreas Kisser joined the band that they shifted their sound to like a more thrashy sound as opposed to the death metal style that they had employed on Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions. This liner notes got it's the back of the liner notes with the credits and stuff, and then it's got pictures and it folds out to there's some more pictures on this there, and then lyrics, and then some information here which was just kind of interesting to read about. Yeah, nothing really too much of note that I wanted to bring up, but yeah, this album's pretty solid. It definitely isn't my favorite Sepultura album, but definitely is up there. Sepultura is a band that's interesting because for a large portion of my life, I really enjoyed, their post-thrash, Chaos AD, Roots era albums the most. And it's interesting now to come back and kind of enjoy their earlier material much more than I do that stuff. But yeah, Schizophrenia, Sepultura. And then next up is their 91 release. This is Arise. I actually did own this CD at one point in time. I traded it at some point to a friend, and I couldn't even tell you what I traded it for, so I probably made a bad trade. But anyway, I have it back in my collection again, so that is really cool. I like this album a lot. I think it is probably 1 or 2 for me in terms of albums, so it's kind of a crime that I have never gone back and repurchased it till now. The title track's great. Dead Embryonic Cells is awesome. Altered State is probably my favorite track on here. This too is also a remaster. Came out in '97. Both are Roadrunner releases. The front liner notes, the back. It's got lyrics, and then just if I can turn the page. Band photos. Pictures, the whole entire band, some credits and info, more band photos, more credits. But yeah, I like this album. I mean, everyone knows Sepultura. I mean, I'm not showing you anything that you don't already know. But yeah, I'm super happy to, kind of fill in the gaps in the collection. Now I think I'm not missing any full lengths of Sepultura until into the Derek Green era. For sure. I feel like I have one where it's like there's a bunch of raised fists on the front. Nation, maybe it's called. Anyway, somewhere in that area is when the last. I do like the Derek Green era of Sepultura, but not as much as the Max Cavalera era. And particularly this early area that these 2 albums come from. But yeah, like I said, not showing anything new with Sepultura, but still happy to have them in the collection. This next one up was a suggestion to me from a YouTuber that I recently started watching, in the last month and a half or so, Scott Waters. This is a band called Spell. This is their debut full-length called For None and All, which I thought was kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's a take on For One and All, the saying of the Three Musketeers, but I thought it was a good title anyway. Here's the inside. This is some new wave of traditional heavy metal stuff. Very much in the style of trying to be very new wave of British heavy metal. So maybe not as aggressive as some of the more 80s style stuff. This is definitely more sort of the late 70s style stuff. Just kind of lyrics on the inside. These guys are from Vancouver, British Columbia, so just a little north of me. But yeah, this album's pretty good. It's definitely not my favorite album of the recent trend of awesome heavy metal artists, but this album's pretty good. I definitely enjoy. The vocals are pretty cool. Some of the riffing is pretty good. Madam Psychosis, The Veil, and Dark Desires. Those are probably my top tracks. But yeah, I'm not super wild about it, but it definitely is a super pretty solid release, and definitely worth your time if you were into any of the recent new wave of traditional heavy metal stuff. Particularly, like I said, if it's stuff that's trying to be like the late 70s new wave of British heavy metal style stuff. But yeah, again, this is Spell with For None and All. This next one up is it's in that same style. This is a band called Ancient Empire, and this is their 2015 release. Or no, I think it's actually 16. Yeah, this 2016 release, Outer World. This is their second full-length, I think. This is just a two-piece, or it might be a three-piece, because it sounds like there's a guy who just does lyrics for them. This, I think I said, but new wave of traditional heavy metal. This is out on Dark Lore along with Storm Spell. Limited to 500. Mine is number 302. But yeah, this is this isn't the most wild thing I've ever been into, but it's pretty good stuff. The riffing is really great. That's the highlight of this album for sure. This is what the CD looks like. Nothing too great there. Inside is just lyrics from the band's songs, clearly. In the back we got credits. One thing I think that was interesting, I've never seen it ever credited in this way. It says music written by Litz, with his Joe Litz, who does the vocals, guitar, and bass on the album. And then it says drums written by S. Pelletier, who does the drums, obviously, in the album. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that they divvied up by music written by and drums written by. I don't know if I can get that. It's right there above my finger. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. It also looks like the drummer's brother is the lyricist of this band. There's without actually doing any research about this. And alright, welcome back. Sorry about that. I gotta get better about deleting the previous video off my phone before I do another one, because otherwise I can't do a full-length video. So where were we? Ancient Empire. I didn't actually read anything up about it, but based highly again on the album art, I think this album is a concept album, sort of about having to escape the planet from an invading alien race, maybe, and trying to survive in another world. So, I don't know, if you're into lyrics and stuff, maybe that'll be something worthwhile to check out. For me, lyrics, I never really do too much lyric looking into it. I'm more about the sounds of the mouth as opposed to the lyrics. I do check out lyrics from time to time, but it certainly is not something that I am going out of my way to do. But yeah, again, this is just some solid new wave of traditional heavy metal. So if you're into that, this band is definitely worth your time. The only negative I would say is that for the caliber of the riffing, I was a little disappointed in some of the solos. Some of the solos are really good. Some of the solos are kind of just meh. But that is a minor gripe. Yeah, Ancient Empire, Other World. Alright, last one up. I feel like I say this in every video now, but it is true. This is a album that I was, what's the word I want? I bought it because he recommended it, or he talked about it in the video, and that's Ross Hodo, and that is from the band Horror, instead of R's, it's 9s, with their release from earlier this year, United States of Horror. This is some really crazy, trippy, like hip-hop rap with lots of like punk and metal and electronic, almost kind of droney at times production. Like, this is some really scary shit. Like, this is just like perfect. Like, I listened to like 1.5 tracks after Ross mentioned it in his video, and I immediately ordered it because, man, this stuff it just immediately spoke to me. It's the back side, if I didn't show that. There's a digipack. But yeah, the production is all over the place. There, like I said, there's some stuff that's like punk riffs. There's some stuff that's like the first song, "War Is Hell," that very beginning. Not that I listen to Aphex Twin at all. I do know that one song that's like, "I want your soul." Anyway, everyone knows that song, and the beginning production of "War Is Hell" makes me think of that song every time. And then there's songs like "Splash" and Hydraulics, which has like straight up like almost trap beats on it. Like, this is a very varied album, or it's drawing influences from all over the map. So if you're into any of the genres that I mentioned, this album is definitely worth maybe looking into, because it is definitely different than anything that I've really listened to before. So yeah, Horror. This is super cool stuff. I highly recommend it. This is probably maybe even the most favorite thing that I showed in this video. I don't know. I showed some cool stuff. But yeah, this Horror is super cool. Definitely check it out if you are into some of the nastier side of some hip hop, maybe. But yeah, Horror with United States of Horror. All right, that's all I got to show for this week. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Links below, as always. And yeah, please comment. As always, they are welcome. I like to talk about music, so talk music with me. All right, have a good day.